When attempting to evaluate the usability of an operator, there are several approaches that can be taken. Is this operator good against weaker but more numerous enemies, or rather elite enemies? Is the operator good for defense, support? Is he or she good for trust farms, speed farms, or both? So on and so forth. Akafuyu is certainly an interesting case. She is an enmity guard like Helagur and Utage, though more comparable to the former. Despite this, her kit still sets her apart. The tests were conducted using Akafuyu at E2 level 40, 100 trust with skills at level 7. Her trait makes it impossible for her to get healed by normal healing moves and skills, but she can still be healed with restoration type skills, talents and traits, like Blemishine skill 2, Perfumer's talent, or Skadi the Corrupting Heart. It also makes her restore 70 HP for every hit. Her talent increases her attack speed as her HP gets lower. At E2, it can go as high as plus 100 ASPD when she loses 70% HP or more. Skill 1 reduces her block count to 0 and increases her attack power by plus 50% at skill level 7 and can go up to plus 80% with Mastery 3. It also makes her attacks dual hit. The skill duration is 12 seconds on all skill levels, but the SP cost gets reduced from 19 to 16 between skill level 7 and Mastery 3. This skill works best against slow enemies, and especially against ranged enemies that will stop to shoot Akafuyu a couple times before they move out of her range. It also provides a good boost against the unblockable enemies without the potential downside that stems from her becoming a zero block. While 12 seconds of uptime is not particularly high, the SP cost of just 16 to 19, depending on the skill level, means that it offers excellent rotations. Skill 2 makes her lose 50% of her current HP while giving her one layer of shield that completely negates damage from one hit and increases her attack power by plus 70% and defense by plus 90% at skill level 7. Those values go up to plus 100% and plus 120% respectively at Mastery 3. The skill duration is 20 seconds at level 7 and does not change with Masteries. The SP cost is 28 at level 7 and gradually goes down to 25 with Masteries. This skill is a bit tricky. The increase in defense means that the weaker enemies won't be able to deal any meaningful damage to Akafuyu, and therefore her attack speed will not increase. While a case could be made that it increases her survivability against stronger enemies, her HP is already high enough to the point where she should be able to take some serious damage and still recover thanks to her trait. Enemies that do arts or true damage bypass the defense, rendering a big part of this skill useless, but this can actually be a good thing. Unlike the defense buff, the shield will negate any type of damage, and considering that enemies dealing arts damage tend to attack slower, this can give Akafuyu a window of opportunity to at least get out some damage against them. This shield can also take charge attacks of the bosses. Granted, it is only one layer of shield, so depending on how strong the enemy is, she can get deleted on the second hit. It also vanishes almost instantly if the stage has environmental damage. The HP reduction is deceptively good. At full health, the reduction of 50% means she will get most of the ASPD boost from her talent. Since the reduction is based on her current HP, if her health is already below max, the reduction will be smaller. That means this skill is very versatile, but at the same time can get Akafuyu easily killed if timed incorrectly. Her skill 1 is the preferred one to use, and if you E2 her, I would recommend giving it at least one mastery, as it won't break the bank and provide her with a decent boost. All 3 masteries have the same exact values, so whether the 1 SP reduction and plus 10 attack power boost per hit per mastery is enough boils down to your needs and resources. That said, her skill 2 can find more applications in trust farms. Now let's look at some stages where she does well with trust farms. (1-7) very tight but check. PRD1 check. PRD2 she needs help from Blemishine, but it can also be done. And how about harder stages? She can be used to kill one caster in 5-3 challenge mode. She also does well in M8-6 on the middle right side. She has very good synergy with Axe skill 3 and Warfarin skill 2. Her skill 1 also works well with slowers, though Suzerain's skill 3 is an exception as it can heal Akafuyu fast, thus reducing her damage output. How is she for CC? Looking back at Helagur, he was meta for the main stages of CC Beta and Blade, and useful for low-end CC Cinder Risk 18. As for dailies, he was good for some Broken Path and Deserted Factory rotations. While the Broken Path is gone, Akafuyu could still find use in the factory for holding the right lane. Outside of this, her utility for CC is rather limited. High risk CC runs typically require either dodge or some sort of damage invulnerability, so her high defense on skill 2 won't help much. So is she worth raising? It heavily depends on what operators you have. Helagur offers additional utility with his skill 3, as well as his passive healing talent, and then there is Mountain, who also offers excellent DPS, sustain and 2 blocks with his second skill, at significantly lower DP cost. While they are both 6 stars with higher material cost, both of them are better long-term investment. Spectre is a 5 star who, while being a completely different type of guard and being technically less durable, offers 3 blocks, more consistent multi-target DPS, self-sustain with passive HP regeneration, temporary immortality with her second skill, and slightly lower DP cost. Annuity guards didn't really have a chance to shine in a long while, though this will change for Helagur during CC6. Akafuyu's lack of self-sustain outside of her attacking enemies really hurts her survivability, especially against stronger ranged enemies and in the stages with environmental damage. At the very least, if you do actually E2 Akafuyu, she'll be useful for guards training in the base, as she offers the lowest mastery 1 times with the 80% boost. That's all. Next I will cover IR Scarper, so if you have any suggestions for what I should change or include, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, like and subscribe. If you didn't, dislike and tell me why, and if you don't see the dislikes counter, you can install the return YouTube dislikes extension. Follow me on Twitch where I stream Arknights. See you next time.